So I came down to see Noah this morning, only to be told that the neurosurgeons and the ENT had a discussion and that Noah would be having a shunt fitted today, which was completely out of the blue because his fluid levels have been completely static. We don't know the reason why they want to fit a shunt. The doctors down here can only assume that it's because they think it's linked to this deterioration in his vocal cords. Just now I missed the ENT guy who'd come to talk to me about fitting a trachea, so I was a bit confused because I thought they'd be doing the shunt and seeing what effect that had on the vocal cords before considering the tracheostomy. But it seems that he's booked in for his shunt and an MRI today. If the MRI shows any compression, then they'll also be doing decompression surgery at the same time. And he's also booked in for a tracheostomy surgery tomorrow. Now, the doctors here are going to check with the neuro team to see whether they want the tracheostomy to put off for a few days to see whether the shunt stroke possible decompression does anything, or whether they want to keep him vented overnight and tomorrow ready for his tracheostomy. So I don't really know any more than that. If he does have to stay vented ready for tomorrow's surgery as well, then he'll likely stay at the Children's Hospital to reduce the risk of the ventilator coming out. He'll be ventilated down at the Children's Hospital because it's going to be quite a tricky job because his airway is so narrow. So that's the update. Really full on. We've gone from yesterday they might be doing an MLB to have a look what's going on to wham, he's having a shunt, and wham, he could theoretically he's booked in for a tracheostomy. You're ready for your big day. You're going to have your shunt fitted today. That was a big surprise, wasn't it? Your mummy's big brave boy. £7.11, despite having to work so hard on your breathing. Superstar.
Yeah, just got family pictures and bits. That's got a bit of a mark on it.
I'm currently sat in the PICU parent room at Bristol Children's Hospital waiting for Noah to come out of his shunt surgery. I'll update you later about what the plan was. Really weird being back here, brings back so many memories of Heidi. Hasn't changed much. So, as you know, Noah's had his shunt fitted today. The reason for that being, Mr. Edwards, the neurosurgeon, redid the MRI, and compared to the MRI that was done 2 days ago, there was a considerable deterioration with the cerebellum aspect, the Arnold Chiari at the back of the brain. There was lots more intercostal pressure being put on the nerves and things at the back. He termed this as likely due to some form of stroke, but don't worry, it's not going to have affected him because that part of the brain or whatever that was in the spinal column was theoretically already useless anyway, so it's not an issue in that sense. But he thinks that was the cause for the deterioration, and they're hopeful that that will relieve the pressure and encourage everything to move up slightly, releasing the nerves and hence have a positive effect on the vocal cords. They can do a decompression surgery, but at this stage they don't think it's necessary. It's quite a major operation, decompression, so if they can avoid it, they will. He's come back ventilated as expected. It all went well to plan, although got delayed. He was meant to be going in at 6. By 8:30, I hadn't heard a dicky bird and the operation was only meant to take an hour and a half. So I had to find somebody who could find out what was going on. And anyway, it turned out he didn't go in till 8:30, but nobody came to tell me, so I was stuck down there like a lemon. They plan to extubate him at some point over the night, and I've asked them to call me when they do that because I would like to see how he copes. Depending on how he copes will depend whether he has the trachea surgery tomorrow or not. So we're going to bed with a lot of unknowns again. It's been a very eventful day, but it's over. Onwards, upwards. Hopefully this is the real turning point for Noah now, and we can get on top of all of his problems and go and try and get some sleep before I get the call. So, night night everybody.